Will I be the only streamer on Twitch to actually finish this game? We'll see. We'll see. Find out tonight. I'm pretty sure every other streamer has moved on from this game. I was looking through my except me and Shroud, I think, are the only people that are still playing it. Yep. Mm-hmm. P Delay says this streamer was yesterday. Yeah, all of Twitch was yesterday, but I think they've all moved on from it. Yep. Mm-mm. Okay. I want to finish this game just so I can make a thoughts video.
Same shit, different day.
Oh, that'll be a fun one. Mm-mm. How many attempts did Cohh take to kill Rick the door technician? I think that was our longest boss, clocking in just about 4.5 hours.
Hey.
Yep.
Doing all right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, did I actually start the next mission? What's our mission currently? Hold on. I think I need to go to the table. Do I? Hold on. How do I even look at my missions? Oh, watch the Avon film at the Overton Theater. Let's go. Oh yeah, we got all sorts of stuff when we were playing with Zacriel and Dan last night. Oh yeah, we're also going to check out the last case of Benedict Fox for an hour this evening. Mm-hmm. Gonna play that for at least an hour, maybe more if we're digging it. We're gonna see. I'm gonna try it out. Have any of you guys played it in here? If so, what'd you think?
Let's do some recon.
Has Cohh managed to finish a game? Oh yeah, yeah. I played. We just got done with Jedi Survivor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, why so serious? You enjoyed it a lot? Nice. What about Bramble? I am absolutely considering a run of Bramble. Oh, this is the Avon. Is this like the whole place? Yeah, I think this is where we got the thing. All right, let's go down to the, go to where we were going. I feel like we could probably increase the FOV a little bit. What do you guys think? Isn't there FOV? Oh, there it is. 100 is probably fisheye, but... How's that look, chat? Why am I playing 1080p? Because I switched my graphics card, or my capture card. My other capture card was having some issues, unfortunately, so... I'm to 1080 now because my current capture card looks a lot better for you guys, basically. And I'm fine playing in 1080. I don't mind.
Hello.
Cool. Hi, everybody. How you doing? How's your mother? Get that safe house.
Movie theater up ahead.
Why does my sound sound so weird? Hold on. Let me try headphones. Oh, probably because I was playing headphones yesterday. Why do I see a fat cat on a treadmill? Oh, God. Ow. Okay, you gotta click on me. Oh, hey, Nocturnal, you still in here? You want me to do the stand now? Hopefully he's still in here. The real question is, why do I see a fat cat on a treadmill? And the real answer to that is because Cohh is a fat cat on a treadmill. Yep. Daughters. Whoa. Bro was growing flowers down here. Okay. Okay. A botanist. He answered later when you wanted it refunded or not? Okay. Man, this gun is so loud. I'm baffled that people can't hear it. What's that? What? Can I pick that up? Weird. Punch it?
Make yourself useful.
Oh.
Bulb's out. Need to find a new one.
Need to find a new one, chat. Gotta find me a new bulb. Got me some Wampy Work whiskey. Delicious. Broke my knees. F, love your shirt. Thanks, buddy. Love yours too. This Skill Up hates this game. A lot of people are not super jazzed about this game, to be honest. Yep, and that's okay. I think the reasons that people don't like this game is a lot of them are very, very valid. Yep. Razzle says, don't tell me you defend this game. No, I accept this game for exactly what it is. Yep. A very mid game that does not cater to the studio's strengths at all that made it. Yep. Let's see. There we go. What is going on with this, like, weird... It's strange.
Watch out.
Disgraceful display.
Ow.
adore me.
Are ya?
That's it. Got them all.
What exactly is the premise of this game? The premise of this game is a semi-open world looter shooter, essentially. Semi-open world co-op looter shooter with very light immersive sim elements. And it's very surface level and it's very basic. Yep. What's the goal? To escape the island and figure out why everything's going on and kill some vampire lords. Like I said yesterday, I mean, there are parts of the game that are not good, and but most of the game, I would say, is just kind of average. I haven't really gotten to any parts that I would say are really great, or even super above average by any means. But I mean, it's not the worst game. It's just super average from a company that's history is way above average. I mean, Arcane is one of my favorite studios. So to have something kind of this bland come out with their name on it is weird. It's weird. It looks like crap. Okay, I will say, there's a lot of people that are saying that this game is like the worst game of the year and things like that. I mean, yeah, the only things that I would say are terrible about it are the enemy AI needs like a serious patch. The enemy AI is kind of a joke. There's no real challenge to it at all, especially the humans. It's weird. I feel like it's bugged or something. It is I would argue pretty voraciously that it is not the worst game of the year. It's just probably like, it's just not a great game. Some would argue it's not a good game. But it's by no means terrible. Like it's not absolutely terrible. It's just kind of, like I said yesterday, it's aggressively mid. And I want to thank chat for giving me that term because I think it fits this perfectly. It is an aggressively mid game.
Let's see what all this fuss is for.
This damn thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on.
This is where it started, Amelia.
We'll go over that in a
Wasn't
second.
it? And where I thought it had ended. Gateway sample test 90, August 20th, 2021. Subject deceased. Exsanguination due to intravenous blood transfusion via heterochronic parabiosis. 2 hours have passed since the procedure. The feeling is indescribable. I have never felt this alive. Our work has been realized. Life itself. We hold it. Everything belongs to me.
Jesus. Not just watch. This Addison guy is the Hollow Man from the radio?
Okay.
Bellwether's gonna have a rough time extracting him. Whatever
Okay.
the hell he is
I
now.
will say this. It is a somewhat travesty that this game is being sold as a $70 game. That part, that's I mean, considering like Death of the Outsider, another Arcane game sold for 30, it's really kind of a bit of a slap for this to be like 70. This is a $35 to $40 game on a good day, and it needs some work before it would get to that, in my opinion. But here's the thing. It's on Game Pass. And free is definitely, well, included in Game Pass is definitely the right price for this game. Not free, but included on Game Pass, I think I think that's a great place for this game to be. Yes. If this game was only $70 and not on Game Pass, bruh, that would be a thing. That would be a thing. Yep. Honestly, games like this lower the quality of Game Pass. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I know for a fact there's people that are just getting together with friends and having fun in this game. So, Antono says this is not an Arcane Leon game. You're right. It's an Arcane game. It doesn't matter which Arcane studio made it. It's an Arcane game. Period. It doesn't matter that a different studio under Arcane's name made it. It's an Arcane game. It's all that matters. Literally all that matters. This whole copium of like, oh, well, the main studio didn't make it. Yeah, well, the main studio signed off on it and put a $70 price tag on it. So, yeah, I mean, you know, don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm not saying this to be mean to Arcane. I'm saying this to be like, you tried this out. It didn't work. Learn from this and bring us better stuff next time. Yeah. Bring us what you're good at. Do what you're good at. Do what you're amazing at. Do what people love you for. Oh my God. Arcane makes phenomenal immersive sims. Arguably one of the best in the industry. Prey and Dishonored, and even going back as far as Ars Fatalis, some of the best types of those games in the industry.
June, we get woken up at like 2 a.m. Dogs barking like mad.
So do that.
With a flashlight and a shotgun and see what's going on. We look around. Nothing seems off. Then we see one of the dogs scratching at the door of a rusted up car.
Was someone in there?
Sure was. Just a kid, maybe 18. Naked as the day he was born.
What?
Yeah. Turns out he and his girlfriend had jumped the fence and decided it was a good place to hook up. They didn't think about the dogs we got to keep out folks like them.
Ah, no, that poor boy.
So the girl runs off and makes it back over the fence, but the boy locks himself in the car. His clothes left for my dogs to shred to pieces. Not so smart, maybe.
What did you do?
Gave him a t-shirt and sent him off. I wasn't gonna call the cops on him. He learned his lesson, didn't he?
You know what? I believe he did.
Ah. Well. Casual Kev says, do you really want it so that devs never try anything new, essentially?
Shoot one for me, Jacob.
Here's the thing. I am totally fine, and I actually highly encourage devs trying new things. I mean, look at the last Yakuza, for instance. That actually, for many people's opinions, turned out to be like not only a refreshing change, but better than the base game. I think that's great. I think trying new things and branching out is great. However, in a situation like Redfall, they've branched out into looter shooter and co-op stuff. But what they took away is what made them special in the first place. So it's a little like, it's one thing to try new things. It's another thing to not iterate and learn on what you're great at and make it awesome. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It'd be like, there are ways this game could be exceptionally better if the mechanics and the things in this game were more like previous games they had done. They took the same type of game, which is a first-person kind of like adventure game, and they removed a lot of the stuff that made them special and fun, and they didn't really put anything in its place. They didn't really, like, they took out the stuff that they're good at, but they didn't put in new things. Does that make sense? Like, it's I mean, the fact that the guns have like substats and they're more and they're kind of, it's a little more looter shootery, and then the co-op that doesn't even really work well is in the game. Like, it's not. They took out. They're still making the same type of game, arguably, and they just took out all the stuff that made their previous game special, and they didn't really put anything in its place. Yeah.
Easy
So-
to see why Avon was hell-bent on getting bellwether troops out here. Clean up, clear out. They call it a cost-benefit analysis. I can't explain what I saw in that film. I just know Peter Addison did something deeply depraved. Made him the Hollow Man. Now Redfall is one big shit show. Addison has a house on the island with a private lab. Time to go knock on his front door.
MNP says, so to
At
sum
least
up,
he
this
made
game
it
is
easy knowing
ass.
who to shoot.
It's not ass. It's just not special.
Yeah, I'll thank him when I put a round through his
It doesn't
grave.
feel special. It doesn't feel
Let's go, chicken shit.
like a great game. It feels like a game that's kind of going through the motions. Is it playable? Absolutely, especially for a solo player. Or a solo player. Like it's just fine. But it came from a studio that doesn't really do fine. It came from a studio that does
Don't forget to take
awesome.
care of yourself, too.
So-
Addison had a private lab in his house. Let's see what the old creep was hiding.
And arguably, it's not even fine if you factor in the AI and the bugs and stuff. Like, it still needs some work. It still needs some work. All right, we need to go to here.
Earn your keep, shithead.
Don't be mean to your ghost bird, you dick. If it wasn't made by Arcane, would you even play it? The fact that it's made by Arcane leads me to believe there's the copium in me wants to believe that there's like something later on in the game or some parts of it that are cool or things like that. Like I will definitely say that the fact that one of my favorite studios made this is an impetus to have me come back to it. Yes. Is that a little copium? Absolutely. 100%. But if this was just some random shooter game made by a company I'd never heard of, no, I probably would not revisit it. No.
Safe house, dead ahead. That's it. You got them all. Go on, bird.
We got this yesterday with Dan and Sacriel. Shroud has been playing this a lot, and he said that it got better after you get out of the first zone. Okay, I do believe that, and Shroud is a boss, and I appreciate his thoughts on it. I will say that when I look over in my Twitch app here, Shroud's title is "I don't know why I am playing this," so that's good that it gets better. But I will say that title is a bit specific. So, you're not the first person to say though that the game does kind of pick up when you get to the second area, which is another reason I want to get to the second area. I want to see how that works out. Yeah. No, Bethesda was the publisher. The dev is Arcane. Still stings a little to say that. Yeah. How bad is the game? It's aggressively mid. That's my new boilerplate response to that question. How is the game? How bad is the game? It's aggressively mid. I think some people will have just fine of a time with it. I think others who are expecting more than a average experience will probably not be fulfilled. Does playing Redfall feel like a chore? No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Again, it's mid. What could they have done better? Significantly more customization, a more interesting inventory system with the loot. The whole skill system is incredibly basic. The overland, like what you do on the map so far, has been, again, very kind of generic and basic, kind of Ubisofty. The way that you get into houses and build, like the way that you approach problem solving is not quite on the level of their previous games. The AI is just, the AI is strangely devoid. So there's you know, there's a little list of things that I would have liked to have seen done differently. Nope. Look at this guy. Oh.
Did you hear the Hollow Man? Do as you're told.
Wait until the Hollow Man finds you!
I got trouble here.
I'm not even moving. How'd you miss me? There we go. Okay.
Death mist.
Anyway. I will say this. I did have a good time playing with Sacral and Dan yesterday. This is definitely a fun with friends game for sure. No question. No question. I had a good time playing this with Dan and Sacral yesterday. Yep. All right, 1 second chat. But granted, I probably would have a good time with Dan and Sacral if I was watching grass grow. Full disclosure.
Go on, you worm bucket.
Stop insulting your bird. I know that bird, dude. He just shows up out of nowhere. The guy's a total jerk to him. Stop it. Your bird is helping you. You haven't given your bird a damn thing, and it is repeatedly helping you.
More than one way to approach this one.
Stop. Seriously?
Ghosted. Well, that's a new one.
What a dumb enemy. Okay. Game is too easy. Oh, wait. I mean, I wouldn't really call that a difficulty thing, would you? I think there's some mechanic or gimmick to that. I just don't know. There's got to be some way to make him stop doing the drain thing. Maybe you have to punch him or something? Ah, shoot. What we're going to do is... I got to go, unfortunately. I got to help this guy out. I'm going to head out now, but what we're going to do is I'm going to be back for the Cozy stream tonight on twitch.tv/Cohh. We're going to start with an hour of the last case of Benedict Fox. We're going to check that game out. And then I think we'll go back into Redfall. We still have some catch-up to do before new content, so we may start with Redfall tomorrow as well. We will see. But yeah, we're going to do more tonight for sure, and probably start with it tomorrow and kind of just, you know, see. Does this count as a rage quit? Yes, I am actually furious right now. I'm actually furious. So we will see. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. I am super heckin' mad, so I got to get out of here. And I will see all of you guys tonight for more fun and games. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.